Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. All right, y'all, let's do it. We finna head over to Anton Daniels. Got to do a reaction to this, and then we gonna follow up with an acknowledgement for the ladies. You know what I mean? Got to show the ladies some love on the channel, man, because we love the ladies. So we got to show them the love. We can't just hold them accountable every day. Sometimes we got to stop just to love them a little bit. You understand what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm talking about, fellas? All right, let's see what the dog AD talking about, man. Or let's see what this sister is talking about. So this says women no longer want families with black men. Let's go.
I advise all women, do not take men serious until you're in your 30s. A lot of this crash out stuff, behavior, and wasted time comes from not being mentally developed in your 20s. The level of I don't care at 30 about a man is diabolical. When you turn 30, it's just something that clicks in your brain. You just finally see everything for what it is. You see the mind manipulation games before they even start. You see the game that men have been playing before the end of time. They're finding beautiful women who have things going, making them have kids, and then completely acting a fool later down the line. It's a control thing, ladies. Think with logic and not your emotions like men do. Not taking men seriously in my 20s avoided a lot of heartbreak and distractions for me. In my 20s, I was able to establish multiple businesses, literally just live my dream life and travel.
I will tell y'all this, man, honestly, and I was just having this conversation with my daughter, and she's sitting directly across from me. Say hi, Les.
Hi.
And she's crazy too. But I was just having this conversation with my daughter, you know, because everybody got life wrong, honestly. And I think that I have the luxury of being able to, in hindsight, kind of make some smarter observations while at the same time imparting wisdom into my daughter, right? And I will say that life is worth living. And we put so much emphasis on what you should and shouldn't do and by your 30s and all of that. And I think that we just need to make sure that we align ourselves with the right people, and you don't find yourself in a situation like this young lady is saying right here, right? She's talking about, I was able to avoid all of this heartache and all of that. I remember, you know, it used to be about like love. It used to be about making sure that you vet the people through your parents and stuff like that. And then y'all build together, y'all grow together, you raise children together. The reason that you take vows is that, you know, you don't find yourself in a situation where you easily looking for an out as soon as something gets tough, or, you know, if something happens or a life event happens and people start moving a little differently. No, you endure, because that is what life is about. And when you do life with people, and I'm not just talking about relationships like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, and none of that, even with great friends and great circles and church members and stuff like that, you need a better quality of people versus, you know, like, why would you even put yourself in a situation to be a baby mama with a guy that don't want to be with you in the first place? Like, you can't see that.
Yeah. Well, let me step in here a little bit, because I want to give just a little bit of a different lens on it. I like what Anton is saying, but just a different lens on what she was saying. See, sometimes when people say things, I like to follow up with questions that maybe they didn't think about, because we theorize about things, but then we don't look at how it plays out in real life, right? So the sister is saying, like, you know, she recommends women don't even like be serious about men at all until like 30. Okay. Well, every generation is a generation for a reason. So at the time you 20, it's millions of other 20-year-olds and on and on and on and on. Understand? So if you got a generation of women who gonna spend the next decade not being serious about men, but we understand that they're not gonna spend the next decade not dealing with men, by the time your generation, everybody gets to 30, you, your sisterhood, and all the men across from you that's the same exact age, you understand? What does that look like when y'all make it to 30, spending a decade straight of everybody being of the mindset, I ain't taking motherfucker serious right now for 10 years straight? What does that look like outside? How does that present? I don't think people play these things out in their mind. Sometimes a good question to ask yourself is, if everybody in the world was like me, what would the world be like? And if you could look at yourself objectively and be like, shit, It'll be cool around this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Quiet, but it'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? But if you like shit, if everybody was like me, I don't know, man, it might be up. It might be up. Then shit, you might want to look at, do some reevaluation. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. He said, "Oh, nah,
classic."
nah, man, I got something for that. Stick with me, bro. Stick with me. We gonna get past this reaction, and then when I get to that acknowledgement, we gonna crack the code on that all that you speak of. But I appreciate you trying to crash out. If it ain't you, it seems like it's souls of thought these days. You know what I'm saying? They come full-fledged,
natural born crash dummy,
ready to go at all times, man. All right, let's see what the rest of Anton was saying.
I can't see that these guys that y'all are getting with don't necessarily have your best interests at heart, but you still lay down with them and you still have children with them and you still have unprotected sex with them. Like, how can you not see that person isn't for you? Like, how are you in a position to where you always getting your heart broke? But that's because you was never supposed to be that promiscuous and out here in these streets. Like, you wasn't able to focus. You don't have the right friend group where you can actually vet people without actually vetting people, meaning that you're not looking for nothing from them. You're just having a good time. And then that just so happens to be your person. Like, y'all don't realize that y'all have passed up on a guy that y'all was supposed to be with over and over and over again. And then y'all put him in a friend zone. And then you wonder why you so heartbroken. And it's not about whether you 30 or you 20 or you 40. Because, a lot of people have arrested development. And so they make bad decisions across the board. And it doesn't even matter how old they are. I've seen 30-year-olds turn into 20-year-olds and 20-year-olds turn into 30. Like, it doesn't really matter if you don't really have the game, if you don't understand the value of people, if you don't attract the right type of person, because you first are who you supposed to be. And that's the part that I see women miss over and over again, is that you have to be the quality of person that attracts another quality person. Otherwise, all you are is showing yourself in the person that you always around. You are your friends. If I look at your friends and I say, well, all of them is ratchet or all of them is baby mamas, it's not a coincidence. Like, this is something that we can probably predict. I can look at a woman, and look at her circumstances and look at the people that she surrounded herself with. You can just go to the mall or go outside because it was a warm day outside. And I could see, okay, either she a baby mama or she going to be a baby mama, or this person got a strong family unit, or this person actually has the better quality of life. And it's not that we don't all have problems or we don't have things that we have to overcome and solve for, but at the same time, it's like you can actually win in life and you don't have to get your heart broke. That's not a requirement. That's not a prerequisite for love, is to make sure that you're getting your heart broke whatever you like in your 20s. Like, that's not a thing for everybody.
Yeah, it's not a thing for everybody. I have to say that. Hit the like button is right, man. Shout out to Souls of Thought, chat 333. You see that boy got that wrench. He not playing with y'all. He said hit the like button or he timing people
classic.
out. I'm playing. Souls of Thought said, I don't crash. I give a very passionate response, aka crash.
Classic.
Also known as a crash. I like a lot of what Anton is saying. I do think some of it, though, we have to bring it to reality. Y'all know I like to discuss the uncontrollable variables. You have to understand that love is somewhat of a battlefield. You can do a lot of things right. Control the controllables, right? Put yourself in the best physical situation so you like your options outside. Put yourself in the best, environment so you meeting quality people. Like, control what you can control. At the end of the day, though, in regards to how your heart is handled by those who you give it to, that's something that, it's like this. Because things change. It could be someone who genuinely had great intentions for you, and then something shifted. You know what I'm saying? It could be someone who was conflicted in the door, and maybe you proceeded and you shouldn't have. So it's so many different things to where you could have good intentions, they could have good intentions. Somebody's heart still end up being broken with the way that things end, or both hearts end up being broken with the way that things end. These things, like, shit happens. The whole thing about it is, though, if you have a solid process like what Anton is talking about, you have a good head on your shoulders and a positive mindset towards this shit, and you're not just out here settling for anything. You got a certain level of self-respect, and that displays in the way you move. I think you'll reduce the amount of bad experiences that you encounter before you achieve the success in the relationship field. Like, it's always a red flag when you run into a woman that got like 10 exes, 12 exes, 15 exes. You know what I'm saying? 8 exes. Like 2, 3 exes, regular shit, right? You got somebody from early when you first start dating, whatever age that was. You got somebody from what, early adulthood, okay, and then maybe like a little rebound thing in there, whatever. You know, a few exes, that's regular shit. Must be having 9 exes. Like, when you got that many exes, you good at failing at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Good at walking away, good at quitting, good at giving up, good at washing your hands of a motherfucker. Females say shit, don't even know it's a red flag. My cutoff game strong. Oh, okay. Oh, so I know you will leave. You will leave.
Everybody not poor, everybody not broke, everybody not divorced, everybody not heartbroken, everybody that's not a baby mama. You know, you can have a better quality of life, and all of these people that are giving you this bad advice on the internet, they are broken, bro. They are broken. And they are projecting, and they are using this situation in order to emphasize certain things. And man, I just wish y'all could feel what it's like on the other side. I wish you could experience what life is like when people actually got your best interests at heart, or it's a quality conversation and people actually want to hear what you got to say. You know, when everything is not just transaction.
I'm gonna disagree. He too rich for that. Those two things don't go together when you rich. And he can tell me better than, because I haven't achieved his level of wealth yet. But Anton's definitely probably a deca millionaire. So he's making double-digit millions for sure. And congratulations to him too. But he said 2 things that don't go together for rich people necessarily. Watch
this situation in order to emphasize certain things. And man, I just wish y'all could feel what it's like on the other side. I wish you could experience what life is like when people actually got your best interests at heart, or it's a quality conversation and people actually want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah. So the second part, quality conversation and people want to hear what you got to say. Yeah. If you already are successful, people listen to you more, especially like if they know and they can understand and it's proven that you have financial success. People listen to you more. They feel like you're giving them some game that they could use to go get them a bag or run up and improve their life. But being surrounded by people who have your best interests at heart, that's not true for rich people. Unless they circle is small as fuck and it's a whole bunch of people from the sandbox, that's not necessarily true for rich people. You probably got a few people around you that's solid. Like if you a type of person that's got 10, 20 million dollars, $30 million, the odds of you having a big circle of people around you that got your best interest at heart is slim to none. I'm being real. You might have 2, 3 people around you solid as hell. 4, 5 on the high side. Once you start getting into half a dozen and all that shit, please, you can cut the shit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast said, my bad. Damn. Oh, you all good, bro. He said, I crashed. Fuck it. I am what I am. Yeah, bro. We know it. You ain't telling us.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out. He go crash out.
We know you. He said, bro, 1X have them forever scarred. Yeah, it be happening like that. Because you know what? It ain't so much about, I think for the men that get scarred by just one chick and they be fucked up like forever going forward, like they just never the same again. I think dudes that get impacted that way is because they learn the nature of women in that particular experience. Like they literally was fooled. You know what I mean? They missed it. They missed the signs from reading Genesis. They missed the signs from reading Judges. They missed the signs from, you get what I'm saying? They missed the signs. You know, and then they went and gave every piece of all of whatever they had emotionally and physically, financially, and everything to this chick. And then they found out the nature of the beast. So yeah, you right. Some dudes have 1X. They get heartbroken and be scarred forever. You right. You ain't lying. Some people do be like that. That's why who hurt you is like a thing and shit. The other part of it is the gaslight, which we'll talk about later. But let's see what else Anton got to say on this. I just had to disagree with him on that when he was like, I wish y'all could see what it feel like to have a circle of people that got your best interests at heart and that, you know, value what you have to say. When you rich, G, you don't get both of those, not together. You might have one or the other. Let me know what y'all think about that, chat. You think if somebody, you know, rich as hell, like they are the rich person in their circle, do you think they got a circle full of people with their best interests at heart and that value everything they got to say? Do y'all think that's common for rich people, for rich men in particular? Let me know what y'all think in the chat.
You know, when everything is not just transactional, but the transactions exist just because that's the way that we have to exist. But I actually want the best for you, and I actually want to do things that add value into your life. That's life. That is living.
It's okay to date them. Just don't take everything too serious because you never know. It's the men in my comments saying if we focus on ourselves in our 20s, nobody's going to want us.
Hold on real quick. Mr. McBride said he got a bunch of yes women around him. I don't know. Like, having a bunch of yes people around you don't mean you got a bunch of people around you with your best interests at heart. Like how somebody behaves towards you and around you for the amenities that and the benefits that come with you doesn't mean that they have the best interest for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like playing a role. He said, no, Anton has the pleasure to speak on two sides. He pays everyone who is adding value to him. Yeah, I would say, hey, I can see that. I can see how that's, yeah. So as the thought said, but then he can crash out because he needs no one. Right. So it's like a, I guess you could call it like an afforded amenity. It's an afforded amenity. But down to everybody around you having your best interest at heart, do you think that's a reality for not just him, but any super rich man? Do you think anybody that's rich as hell, you know, 20, 30, 40 million, 50 million, 100 million, do you think these people have a circle of people around them with their best interest at heart as a commonality? Not saying it doesn't exist for anyone, but do y'all think that's normal? If y'all got 100 million right now and everybody knew y'all got 100 million, your whole family, your network, they all know you just came up on 100 M's and shit. Do you think everybody around you at that point got your best interest at heart? This your original circle from today. Tomorrow you get 100 M's. You think everybody around you still got your best interest at heart? I don't think that's I think that's outside of human nature for that to be a reality. That's my notion. But y'all let me know if y'all disagree. Let's have a conversation on that. I'm definitely trying to figure that out. I'm interested to see what y'all think on that.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
We're going to be too old. The gag is we don't want y'all no more. That's the point of the video. That old school saying applied when y'all were providers, okay? We were taught at a young age to secure a family and a husband for stability only. Please don't think women's primary goal is to have a man and have a family. That is back in the day when you guys were head of household. However, now we are head of household. And to be honest, y'all not too fun to be around. Y'all not that cute or aesthetically pleasing. As women, we are the financial stability. That's why we're not too pressed on being with men right now and having kids.
Yeah, she just, hey, chat. There's two different languages, and she just sounds single.
Classic.
Yeah, that's all. She just sounds single.
Ha ha.
She just sounds single. That's all. She speaks two languages of wives and women that are fit to be wives, and the language of women who will be chronically single and struggle in the dating market, or the two languages. The I don't need a man, and I'm gonna end up with one. It's two languages.
Classic.
And she speaks fluent single. She just sounds single, folks. She sound like she ain't got nobody. Sound like when she gets somebody, it's got expiration on it. That shit got expiration, like I'm talking about the 2% milk expiration on it. And it sounds like she's gonna be right back in the market, saying the same shit on TikTok. The language that she speaks gets a certain set of results.
Classic.
You understand? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. You all right looking, queen. You all right looking. So somebody gonna deal with you for sure. But for how long?
Classic.
She just sounds single. Correct. He said, yeah, soft range. Yep, y'all answering my question. I appreciate y'all, chat, coming through. So Souls of Thought said no, but they never did. So the question that I had asked the chat was, do you feel like super rich people have a circle of people around them that all have their best interests at heart? Like realistically, do you think that's common? Not do you think one exists? Do you think that's common? So he said no. Just updating everybody. Everybody hit the like button too. Get heavy on that like button. It's super free. Just tap that joint. It don't need, just hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We on the road to that 800 mark. Classic. God is amazing. You understand what I'm saying? Soft Rain said everybody would have their hand out, wondering can they get a piece of the pie? For sure, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Said this is why. Oh, look, that boy gonna drive the point home, classic. Man. You gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. He said I gotta run though. He said I got to run through women for absolutely nothing other than being attractive. Oh, they really showed me. This dude is definitely a crash out today. Souls, you could take the day off. He got it, bro.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out. He go crash out.
Cortez said, yes, gaslighting is useful. Man, we're not even to the question of the day yet. What up, Cortez? I'll bring you up if you are available for that segment if you want. You can tap in on the question of the day. Cortez said, no, they don't. But they also cut people off faster than anyone else because they need less people. That's true. Or they can need more, depending on what type of operation they running. But best interest at heart for your whole circle, not with that type of wealth. Absolutely not. I told you, it's outside the lines of human nature. And I think the chat agrees with me. Soft Rain said she'll have to find a man that can't lead, but then she'll complain later on that the man can't lead. Yeah, well, we know y'all good at double talking. This ain't the women's panel now. I'm gonna speak the truth today. We know y'all good at saying both. Classic. We know y'all like a nigga that's tall and short, strong and skinny. We know. Let me stop. Cortez said, I'm down. That's a bet. I'll drop the link in a minute. But let's see what the rest of Anton is saying. Let's go.
How would that benefit us? If anything, we're going to take on more responsibility in the household, and we also are going to have to take time off to bear children. So until y'all go back to being a providers, I guarantee you, y'all are not on our priority list. Until y'all able to take care of y'allselves and the family.
Miserable. Just miserable. Like, can you imagine having a conversation with a person that's just like, we don't like y'all. We don't. Who is we? Who is we? There are people that have great lives. And again, this is what I'm saying. I wish y'all could experience this because, you know, it's like everybody walking around with this mask on. Everybody is a chameleon. And it's like, oh, we don't like y'all until we like y'all. And that's another thing. And I tell y'all that all the time is that they don't have rules for guys that they actually like. So another thing that I would suggest to y'all is go where you celebrate it and not where you tolerate it. Go when people actually have value. And don't let these people that say that you can only talk to a black person because you're a black person. You don't owe nobody nothing. Classic. You don't owe nobody nothing. Do the thing that adds value into your life. Make sure that you have a great quality of people around you and make sure that you insulate yourself and you protect yourself.
I know the chat like that. Shout out to all the black men in the chat that be snowboarding. Classic. I know we got some snowboarders and some skiers out there. We got shout out 333 to all the black men in the chat that be snowboarding. Classic. I understand you guys. I'm not with you, but I understand you.
If you protect yourself with everything in you, don't put your relationship online. Stop showing people off automatically as soon as you start to like them. You know, protect that with everything that you have because this place is evil, man. These people on the internet, they want to see you broke up. They want to see you crashed out. They want to see you broke and broken. And I don't believe that people like this, regardless of what they look like or regardless of what their rhetoric is or regardless of how well you think that they're put together, all of these people are trauma bonding. All of these women are basically joining in the brigade of a misery amongst each other. And they are so afraid when they do finally get somebody that care about them to care about them because they're so busy getting involved with other people that say that you don't ever need no person. Yes, find them early, avoid the trauma. You don't have to go through everything that everybody else go through in order to be successful. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Hanley, 40.
All right, you ain't doing your paid ad, but shout out to Anton Daniels, man. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Make sure y'all tap in with Anton Daniels. He got a few dope channels and he's very, very consistent. So if people who be needing content to get them through their day. I know I was big on that when I worked in corporate. I used to use content to get me throughout all my work days. So, you know, there's never enough content. So if you're looking for people who drop consistently and, you know, often, he's definitely one of them for sure. But yeah, this woman's just another woman giving out advice on how to be single and how to struggle with men.
Classic.
And that's that on that. That's my summary there. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart now.